Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Charlestown Races here on Saturday. It is April the 23rd, 2016. I'm going to look at stakes races, including the $1.25 million Charlestown Classic. Before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections. I have 8 races to look at, all stakes races. Those races are races 4, race 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those are races 4. Then we're going to go over to race number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have a lot of races to handicap, so let's get on to it. Today's 4th race from Charlestown, a very nice card I must say, is the It's Been Too Long Stakes, going at the long distance of 4.5 furlongs. Purse $50,000 for West Virginia breds, fillies, 3-year-olds. We have a field of 7 horses traveling distance of ground of, like I said, 4.5 furlongs. And I'm going to do a trifecta here. I'm going to do a straight trifecta, 517. That was the 517. I'll play for $1 here. Let's see. I'm not sure which, but $1 sounds decent. But number 5, RC's Daisy Duke, 7-5. Looks very hard to beat here out of Yes It's True for Scott Lake. Scott Lake sent 2 runners to Charlestown this year. It's 2-0. But last time out, ran here last year, Charlestown 6.5 furlongs in one of those 50,000 stakes races for West Virginia breds. Source finished second by half length. Was on the lead all throughout, and he just got beat by a horse by the name of A Song, who this horse lost to twice in a row. The start before that was in September the 19th, 4.5 furlongs at Charlestown in a 50,000 state bred fillies stakes race. Just second by length. Didn't get to lead that day, but was closing up a little bit, but coming back to 4.5 today, should really do well. Not facing the song A Song today, so this horse should really do well. So to recap my bets for race number 4 from Charlestown, it's the It's Been Too Long Stakes. Gonna go with the 5 horse here. Gonna do a trifecta here, 517. So now let's get on to race number 6. We're gonna skip over race number 5 and head on to race number 6, which is the Coin Collector Stakes. Purse $50,000 for West Virginia breds, 3-year-olds. Field of 8 horses traveling the distance of ground of 4.5 furlongs. And the Coin Collector kind of reminds me, if you ever watch TVG after like midnight on a weekday, and then they have that coin show. For some reason, I've fallen asleep watching TVG at 3 o'clock in the morning. Those people are trying to sell coins, and it's just scary. I find those people scary. So yeah, 4.5 furlongs. And this race, I'm going to do straight exacta this race. I'm going to go 8-6. 8-6 exacta here in race 6 from Charlestown. Number 8, Bullets Fever, top selection here at 2-1. Hasn't started since October the 31st here at Charlestown. That was in the Tri-State Futurity for $75,000. That wasn't against state-bred horses that day. This horse, he finished, if we get down to the page here, wherever it is, this horse, he didn't have he won by a neck. I'm looking at the wrong horse for a second, but I'm correct here. Number 8, Bullets Fever. He won that day in Tri-State Futurity, and he won by a neck. He was really closing up well that day. Then start 4, that was Charlestown, October the 10th, 6.5 furlongs, and one of those state-bred stakes. Horse won by 5 lengths and won his maiden here back in September on the slot. 4.5, won pretty easily. He should really do well here at his home base. Has been training 4-4 workout, 47-3 over this track, which is pretty good. 4th best out of 24. So going with this one, so recap my bets for race number 6 from Charlestown. It's the Coin Collector Stakes. Gonna go and do an exacta 8-6. 8-6 this race. So now let's get on to race number 7. What's the 3rd edition of the Calixa Electronica Handicap. Purse $35,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards. We do have a field of 8 horses traveling the distance of ground of 7/8 of a mile. 1,400 meters. Remember, it is 2 turns. They are running on a bull ring surface, which has very tight turns, I must say. 7 furlongs in race number 7, the traveling, and I'm going to go with the 7 horse here, who is hopefully I said this race. Starry Moon we'll go with. You're going to key this horse on top of a superfecta key. You're going to go 7 with the 4, 5, 6, 8 for 10 cents. It's going to cost you $2.40. For number 7, Starry Moon, 5-1, Jose Ortiz for Michael Trombetta. This 5-year-old gelding. Last time out, hasn't started since March the 6th. 1 mile at Parks, an allowance race, 43,000. Won by 2 3/4 lengths that day. He ran really well, closed up a little bit. It was a very nice win breaking from the 8 hole going a mile, which he did go a little wide wide into the turn. But then at Laurel, mile 16th about on an optional 32 claimer, 9 horse 2, finished third by 6 3/4 lengths that day. Had a horrible trip, was wide, had to be asked. Just throw that race out on the inner track at Aqueduct, mile 16, optional 6 2, 9 horse 2 claimer, finished 6 by 4.5 lengths. He just had nothing that day. Running on the bull ring for the first time shouldn't be a problem. He's facing horses that he's facing horses that are a little below this horse. I think he should really do well here. 5-1, great price. So to recap my bets for race number 7 from Charlestown, it's Calixa Electronica Stakes. Gonna go with the 7 horse here. Gonna do a Superfecta Key 7 with the 4, 5, 6, 8 for 10 cents. The Superfecta will cost you $2.40. So now let's get on to race number 8 from Charlestown. The 8th race from Charlestown is the Original Gold Stakes. Purse $50,000 for West Virginia breds, Filly mares, 3-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field of 12 horses. The 11 horse and 12 horse are also eligibles because it's a bull ring surface, so they can't have the horses. They can't have 11 and 12 because it would be so tight. It's a safety issue when it comes to that. But 7 furlongs of traveling, and I'm gonna do another super key here. Gonna key in on the 7 horse again. It seems like I had the 7 all day today, but I'm gonna key in on the 7 horse, who's Blisticus. We'll go with that. I probably said it wrong, but we're gonna go with Blisticus. I'm gonna key that horse on top of my ticket with the 3, 4, 8, 9. So 7 with the 3, 4, 8, 9 for 10 cents. Gonna cost you $2.40. Number 7, Blisticus. Tongue twister for me. 6-year-old mare. Last time out, ran at Laurel Park, mile 16th on the 13th of February in the Maryland Racing Media Stakes. Finished 4th by 12 1/4 lengths that day. He's just empty in the stretch. Cutting back to 7/8 of a mile. This horse will really do well. Last win came two starts back. Laurel on a good sealed surface. February the 1st, and 1 mile optional 40 claimer. Won by half lengths, was on the lead all throughout, and really won easy. And then stakes race at Laurel on December the 26th, 1 mile and 100,000 stakes race. Finished 5th by 6.5 lengths. Has run here at Charlestown in the past, 23-7 over the surface, 7 wins, 5 seconds, 5 thirds, so that's 17 out of 27 have come into money. Made $176,000. So most of the horse's money this horse has made has come over the surface. Should really do well coming back here. First start here since the October the 10th, a mile and 8th in West Virginia Breeders' Classic Distaff. This horse finished 3rd that day and won a race here going a mile 16th back in September. So going to go with this one. So recap my bets for race number 8. From Charlestown Race, it's the Original Gold Stakes. Gonna go with the 7 horse here. Gonna do a Superfecta Key 7 with 3, 4, 8, 9. 10 cents. Gonna cost you $2.40. So now let's get on to race number 9. The 9th race from Charlestown is the 9th race is the Confucius Say Stakes. Hopefully I said that right. Purse $50,000 for West Virginia breds, 3-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field of 13 horses. The 11, 12, and 13 are main track, are also eligibles. 7 furlongs are traveling here again, and I'm going to go with the 7 horse here as a top selection. Number 7, Partly Mocha. Going to put that horse on top of the Superfecta ticket. Going to go 7 with the 5, 6, 8, 10 for 10 cents. The Superfecta Key should cost you $2.40 for number 7, Partly Mocha. 7-2, Javier Castellano. Mike Maker trains a 7-year-old gelding. Reported as a gelding on the 4th of September of 2011, so it's been a while. But last time out, this horse ran on March the 6th at the Fairgrounds, 5.5 furlongs, an optional 49 was 2 claimer. Finished 3rd by 2 1/4 lengths that day. Had to be asked that day. It wasn't his best run. Then at Gulfstream Park, 5 furlongs, optional starter, optional claimer. This horse finished 3rd by 2 1/4 lengths. Hasn't started on dirt in quite a while. Has only won out of 30 starts. Has 4 dirt starts basically. 3 on wet courses and 1 on a fast course. Has never finished any money on a wet course. Made $1,300 on a dry course in earnings. On a wet course, 3-0, but 2 seconds and 1/3. So if it rains, I didn't check the weather report. I should have. But if it rains, watch out for this horse. Made $13,000 on a wet course. But I think this horse should really do well. It was sprinting pretty good on turf. Coming to dirt today, like I said, turf racing and dirt racing are 2 completely different animals. But I think this horse could really do well here. So to recap my bets for race number 9 here from Charlestown, it's the Confucius Stakes. Gonna go with the 7 horse here. Gonna do Super Factor Key 7 with the 5, 6, 8, 10 for 10 cents. It's gonna cost you $2.40. So now let's get on to race number 10. The 10th race from Charlestown is the 5th edition of the Robert Hilton Memorial Purse, $100,000. It's for 3-year-olds. We have a field of only 7 horses traveling distance of ground of 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs ahead of them, 2 turns, 7 furlongs, remember that. And I'm going to do a trifecta here. Going to do straight trifecta here. Going to go 5-3-2. 5-3-2. We're going to do this for $1. It's going to cost you $1. If you want to play it for $100, it costs $100. But number 5, Big Deep, top selection, 7-5. Javier Castellano is on this one for Alec Goldberg, who trains this one, sending this one in from South Florida. But last time out, ran at Gulfstream Park on the 2nd of April, 1 mile and on main special for 50,000, won by 2.5 lengths that day, and really drew off clear. Very nice victory from the 11 hole this horse broke from. Then mile 16th at Gulfstream Park in February 27th, the main special for 50,000. Finished second by length that day, was the favorite also. It was wide at the turn, had a bit at the 8th pole, but after being 3 wide, it was a very tough race for this horse. And then finished second in main special at Gulfstream Park. Facing, lesser quality horses today that this horse is facing in southern Florida. I think this horse will really do well. It's gonna be my best bet because, this horse looks very good. I know the 7-5 you can't do a lot with the price, but So to recap my bets for race number 10 from Charlestown is the Robert Hill Memorial. Gonna go with a 5 horse Big Deep. That's my best bet of the day. Gonna go do a trifecta here. 5-3-2. 5-3-2. So now let's get on to race number 11 from Charlestown, which is the 8th running of the Sugar Maple presented by Cantor Mid Atlantic. Going for a purse of $150,000 for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field of 9 horses traveling a distance of ground of 7 furlongs. Again, every race seems like it's 7 furlongs, because it is, 7 furlongs. And I'm going to do another superfecta key this race. Get a key in on the 9 horse Athena at 3-1 for Javier Castellano. Have Javier Castellano a lot, I believe, today. But going to key that horse on top. Going to go 9 with the 1-3-4-7. For 10 cents, the superfecta key should cost you $2.40. But number 9, Athena, Javier Castellano, 3-1. Hasn't started since December 26th at Laurel in a 100,000 stakes race. Won by length that day and really ran really well. The winner of her last 3. The started November 25th, actually my birthday, at Churchill Downs, an optional 6-2 non-horse 2 claimer. Won by 1 1/4 lengths. Was on or near the lead all throughout and really took off clear after getting the lead mid-race. And then excuse me. Oh God! November the 8th, Charlestown, 7 furlongs, allowance race 58,000. Won by 3 1/4 lengths. He just drew off clear. I think this horse should really do well here. Facing stakes company for the 2nd time in his career, I think this horse could go 4 wins in a row. Should watch out, for this horse. Been training at Churchill Downs, 4 furlong workout, 50-2. I think this horse is going to be ready today. So to recount my bets, race number 11 from Charlestown. Going to go with the 9 horse here. Going to do a superfecta key 9 with the 1-3-4-7 for 10 cents. The superfecta key should cost you $2.40. So now let's get on to race number 12. It's the featured on today's program. It's the feature probably across the whole country also. 12th race is the 8th edition of the Charlestown Classic Grade 2. Purse $1.25 million, $1,250,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses. The 11 horse is, and also eligible, traveling 1 mile and 1/8, 3 times, 3 turns they're going. So mile and 1/8. It's a bull ring circus. It is a bull ring circus, but it's a bull ring dimension of the racetrack turn. So watch out for that. Some horses take to it really good, some horses don't. Last year, I kind of made a little bit of money in this race. I had Moreno with Paige McKenney, and who was the other horse who finished 3rd in this race? I had Moreno, Imperative, Paige McKenney. That trifecta made a lot of money that day. But I'm gonna have Imperative on my ticket. Imperative finished 2nd, I believe, in this race. To two last runnings. Gonna actually go to Stanford today as a top selection. He should really do well here. I think he's a very good horse. Gonna put number 7 on top. Stanford of my ticket for a super effect key. Gonna go 7 with the 4, 5, 6, 9 for 10 cents. It's gonna cost you $2.40. But number 7 Stanford 92 Javier Castellano for Todd Pletcher. This $550,000 purchase at the Keeneland sale. Last time out, ran at Gulfstream Park 1 mile in the Gulfstream Park handicap. Finished second by a head that day. Had a bit at the quarter pole. And then he just missed the lead. The winner Blowfed ran really well that day. And then the Fred Hooper Stakes at Gulfstream 1 mile on February the 6th. Finished second by 3 1/4 lengths. Was wide at the turn. Really couldn't get up there that day. And then this horse finished 5th in the Carlin Stakes at Saratoga earlier this summer. Was on the Derby trail. I believe this horse was entered for the Derby, but scratched out of it Derby week, something like that. And then I think so, something like that. But this horse finished second in the what do you call it? The Louisiana Derby. Finished second in the Isla Morada overnight stakes. That was a very good race. Materiality won that day. It was a very good horse. And Stanford finished second, but this horse actually got disqualified and placed 6th that day with interference. But and then this horse should really do well. Just looking at his runs last season, he won the Long Branch, finished twice this year. Should really be on a good run today. His Beyer speed figure has been going up in his last 3: 71 in the Curlin, 97 in the Fred Hooper, and 102 in the Gulfstream Park handicap. He's going to be going for a good run here today, I think so. So to recap my bets. For race number 12, Charlestown Classic from Charlestown, of course. Going to go with the 7 horse Stanford. Going to do a super effect key 7 with the 4, 5, 6, 9 for 10 cents. Going to cost $2.40. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.